Good morning, everyone, and TGI Friday. It is Julie here with your TipRanks pre-market morning update, where we're bringing you everything you need to know before the market opens. So let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back, and thank you all so much for being here. This morning, we have a little bit of exciting stock market news, but a ton of notable earnings reports to look at, and of course, we'll see which stocks are this morning's biggest gainers and losers. Just before we get into all of that, this is your friendly reminder that if you enjoy today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and that you're subscribed to the channel so you can stay up to date with all of our latest videos. All right, let's jump right into this morning's exciting stock market news. U.S. stock futures are mixed this morning. Currently, the Dow futures are up 0.1%, S&P 500 futures are up 0.07%, while the NASDAQ futures are down 0.19%. Yesterday was a huge day for SPAC company Digital World Acquisition, and their shares are still soaring this morning after it was announced that they would be merging with the Trump Media and Technology Group. Digital World closed with a gain of over 356% yesterday and is currently up 48% in the pre-market after announcing the deal with Trump Media, which plans to launch a social media platform backed by former President Donald Trump. You can check out Richard Allen's video for more details. The U.S. CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices has recommended a booster shot of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine. The dose provided by the American pharmaceutical and biotech company can be administered to people 65 and above, adults who are at a high risk of severe COVID, and people with frequent occupational exposure. The recommendation followed the recent U.S. FDA emergency use authorization for the booster dose. Moderna stock is currently rated a hold with an average upside just shy of 8%. Now let's move right over to notable earnings reports. In the pre-market this morning, we'll be hearing from American Express, Honeywell International, and Schlumberger. Last night, we heard from Southwest Airlines, who reported a narrower than expected loss for their third quarter. However, shares did decline slightly following. The company reported an adjusted loss of 23 cents per share, which was narrower than the street's expectations of 27 cents per share. The figure also compares favorably with the loss of $1.99 per share reported in the year-ago quarter. Their operating revenue in the third quarter climbed 161% year-over-year to $4.7 billion. This also surpassed analyst expectations of $4.6 billion. The Southwest stock is currently rated a strong buy with an average upside of 36%. We also heard from American Airlines, who also came in with a narrower than expected loss for their third quarter. The company incurred an adjusted loss of 99 cents per share compared to the street's estimate of a loss of $1.20. They had posted a loss of $5.54 in the same quarter last year. Their total revenue generated in the quarter amounted to $8.97 billion, which topped analyst expectations. Those revenues more than doubled from the prior year quarter on the back of elevated passenger and cargo revenues. Analysts rate the American Airlines stock a hold with an average downside of 0.05%. American social media company Snap plunged 22% in the after hours last night after the company reported weaker than expected revenues and Q4 guidance. The company reported revenue of $1.07 billion, which was up 57% year-over-year, but did miss analyst consensus of $1.1 billion. Their earnings stood at 17 cents per share, which did beat analyst estimates of 8 cents per share. Based on the current economic environment and business momentum, Snap guided for fourth quarter revenue to fall in the range of $1.165 to $1.205 billion, which was lower than consensus estimates. Their stock is currently rated a strong buy with an average upside of 15%. We also heard from the Boston Beer Company, who came in with mixed results, having revenues beating and earnings failing to meet analyst expectations. The company reported a quarterly loss of $4.76 per share, which was much worse than the estimated profit of $4.01 per share. The huge loss was due to direct and indirect costs related to the slowdown of the seltzer category. On a positive note, their net revenue grew 14% year over year to $561.64 million, surpassing the street's estimates of $531.45 million. Their stock is currently rated a moderate buy with an average upside of 23%. And we also heard from global tech giant Intel, who did deliver weaker than expected revenue, driven largely by chip shortages. The company plans to invest heavily in building new chip factories and expanding its foundry services business. The company reported adjusted revenue of $18.1 billion, which was an increase of 5% compared to the prior year quarter, but failed to meet the estimates of $18.24 billion. Their earnings stood at $1.71 per share, up 59% year over year, and meaningfully beating analyst estimates of $1.11. The Intel's CFO also announced his retirement effective May 2022. The Intel stock is currently rated a hold with an average upside of 2.7%. Now let's take a look at which stocks are this morning's biggest gainers and losers. Our biggest gainers this morning, besides the DWAC stock I already mentioned was up 40%, is Crescent Point Energy. Under the ticker CPG, they're currently up almost 8.3%, followed by Roivant Sciences under ROIV up 8%, and the Mattel stock under MAT up 7.5%. Our biggest losers this morning are led by Snap. Under the ticker SNAP, they're currently down just shy of 20%, followed by Intel under the ticker INTC, down nearly 10%, and the VF stock under VFC down 7.5%. So that's going to be everything for Friday's pre-market morning update, getting you up to speed with what you need to know before that opening bell. If you made it to the end of today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, say good morning in the comments down below, and let me know what you think of my fancy new background. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic Friday, and I will see you back here next time.